Hi and welcome back. If you're new to the channel, my name is Vince. Thanks for stopping by. You're very welcome here indeed. So a new sleep study has come out setting 5 factors that, if not followed, could increase your risk of dying from cancer, cardiovascular disease and all-cause mortality. Enough waffling off me. Let's jump into the presentation and let's see what this new sleep study has got to offer. This is a review of a piece I read that was penned by the American College of Cardiology and was presented at the World Congress of Cardiology. It sets out 5 sleep factors that can increase your chances of premature death. That doesn't sound too good. How will you score? Let's dive in. There is no debate that getting good quality sleep at night plays a substantial role in supporting your heart, your general health and your overall well-being. And now new research has shown it could also affect how long you live. The latest study found that young people who have higher rates of quality sleep habits are incrementally less likely to die early. Moreover, the data shows that about 8% of deaths from all causes could be attributed to poor sleep patterns. Frank Qian, MD and internal medicine physician at the Beth Israel Deaconess Medical Center and clinical fellow of medicine at Harvard Medical School and the co-author of the study said, "We saw a clear dose-response relationship. So the more beneficial factors someone has in terms of having higher quality sleep, they also have a stepwise lowering of all cause and cardiovascular mortality. I think these findings emphasize that getting enough hours of sleep isn't sufficient. You really have to have restful sleep and not have much trouble falling and staying asleep." Let's take a closer look at the cohort. For their analysis, the team included data from 172,321 people who participated in the National Health Interview Survey, the NHIS, between 2013 and 2018. The cohort had an average age of 50 and 54% of them were women. About 2/3 of the study participants self-reported as being white, 14.5% Hispanic, 12.6% black and 5.5% of them said that they were Asian. The National Health Interview Survey is fielded each and every year by the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, the CDC, and the National Center for Health Statistics. Its aim is to help gauge the health of the US population and includes questions about sleep and sleep habits. Dr. Qian said this is the first study to his knowledge to use a nationally representative population to look at how several sleep behaviours and not just sleep duration might influence people's life expectancy. Now, because the researchers were able to link the study participants to the National Death Index, they could examine the association between individual and combined sleep factors and all-cause specific mortality. So the participants were followed for a median of 4.3 years, during which time, unfortunately, 8,681 individuals died. Of these deaths, 2,610, that's 30%, were from cardiovascular disease. 2,052, that's 24%, were from cancer. And 4,019, that's 46%, were due to other causes. The researchers rated 5 different factors of sleep quality using a low-risk sleep score that they created based on answers that they collected as part of the survey. Let's now take a look at these 5 factors. Firstly, ideally achieving sleep duration of between 7 and 8 hours a night. Secondly, having difficulty falling asleep, but this was no more than twice a week. Then having trouble staying asleep, but again no more than twice a week, and also not needing to use any kind of sleep medication. And the last one, feeling well rested after waking up, but they had to have felt this at least 5 times a week. Each factor was assigned a score of either 0 or 1. This allows for a maximum score of 5 points. This would then indicate the highest possible sleep quality score. The researchers also controlled for other factors that may have heightened the risk of dying. These include lower socioeconomic status, cigarette smoking, alcohol consumption, and other medical conditions. Dr. Qian said, if people have all these ideal sleep behaviors, they are more likely to live longer. So, if we can improve overall sleep, and identifying sleep disorders is especially important, we may be able to prevent some of this premature mortality. So let's now take a look at the results. Those participants who had all 5 favourable sleep factors, so they scored 5, when they were compared to the individuals who had 0 or only 1, they were 30% less likely to die from any reason. They were 21% less likely to die from cardiovascular disease. They were 19% less likely to die from cancer, and overall 40% less likely to die from causes other than heart disease or cancer. Dr. Qian noted that these other deaths are likely due to accidents, infections, or neurodegenerative diseases, such as dementia and Parkinson's disease. But to confirm this, much more research is going to be needed. Let's now take a look at the life expectancy results among men and women who reported having all 5 quality sleep measures, so they got a score of 5, when compared to those who only had a score of 0 or 1. The life expectancy for men was 4.7 years greater, and for women it was 2.4 years greater. Now, more research is going to be needed to determine why men with all 5 low risk factors had double the increase in life expectancy when they were compared to women who had the same sleep quality score. Dr. Qian stated, even from a young age, if people can develop these good sleep habits of getting enough sleep, making sure they are sleeping without too many distractions, and having good sleep hygiene overall, it can greatly benefit their overall long-term health. He also noted that for this analysis, they estimated gains in life expectancy starting at age 30, but the model can be used to predict gains at older ages too. Dr. Qian closed by saying, it's important for younger people to understand that a lot of health behaviours are cumulative over time. Just like we like to say, it's never too late to exercise or to stop smoking. It's also never too early, and we should be talking about and assessing sleep more often. One limitation, and in my humble opinion, a large limitation of the study, is that sleep habits were all self-reported and not objectively measured or even verified. In addition, no information was available about the types of sleep aid or medicine that was used, or how often or how long the participants used them for. Further research is definitely needed to understand how these gains in life expectancy may continue as people age, as well as further exploring the differences in life expectancy that were observed between the sexes. Numerous previous studies have shown that getting too little, too much, or poor sleep can adversely affect our hearts. It's also been widely reported that sleep apnea, a sleep disorder that causes someone to pause or stop breathing while asleep, can lead to several heart conditions, including high blood pressure, atrial fibrillation, and even heart attacks. Well, I hope you found that interesting or informative, hopefully both. To date, I've got more than 10 uploads with regard to sleep studies, and I'll try and remember to put a link to that playlist at the end of this video, all which seem to point to 7 to 9 hours being most optimal for sleep, and being in bed and sleeping before 11, but not going to bed and sleeping before 8. I think the biggest issue with this particular study is that there was no method of tracking their sleep. It wasn't until I started wearing my fitness tracker that I realised actually how bad my sleep was. I would, like these people, probably go to bed at 10, be woken by the alarm at 6 in the morning and assume I'd had 8 hours quality sleep. Unless you wear a fitness tracker, you don't know how much REM sleep you get, how much deep sleep you get, and if you wake at night and go back to bed, how long it actually takes you to get back to sleep. I use my sleep monitor scores to check myself against this particular test, and luckily I came out with a score of 5, which is good. Let me know in the comments of the YouTube video if you do have a sleep tracker and you do take this test. If you like, let me know what your score was.